Welcome to another episode of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks, the podcast that wants people to know that it's, that it's there for them. And someday, maybe down the line, you can be there for us. Not like in a needy, desperate way, but like a shoulder to cry on, like I don't know, like just support. Anyone? No? Me? I'm your host, Matt, and with me as always is your co-host, Garrett.
Hi, I'm Garrett.
Garrett, what are we watching this week?
Wait, Matt, I just have a question.
Go on.
Are you all right?
Things are tough. Times are tough. Tender times.
Okay.
Hashtag tender times.
Okay. Oh, hashtag. Throwing that in this week.
Hashtag
hey,
tender.
I'm Garrett.
Garrett, what are we watching this week?
We're going to watch The Proposal from 2009.
Yeah, okay. Why are we watching it this week?
We're watching it because I fluke won the bet last week.
Yeah, you really did.
Classic fluke win.
I mean, was it a fluke win or was it kind of underhanded because I had to take the other opposing side?
I like to think of it as boxing you out. Like someone threw the basketball, bounced off the rim, we were both going for the rebound, and I elbowed you in the groin.
Yes, like in soccer.
I'm not familiar.
Sports reference.
You mean
sporting balls. Got it. Yeah.
You mean
okay.
Football?
Yeah. Foosball.
Football Americano? I don't.
Ooh, Americano.
I'm not sure.
No one would.
2009's The Proposal.
So it is directed by Anne Fletcher, who has directed not a whole lot. She directed 4 or 5 movies. Step Up, 27 Dresses, The Proposal, this movie, The Guilt Trip, and Hot Pursuit.
Okay. I know all of those movies. So...
Do you know The Guilt Trip?
Yeah.
What's The Guilt Trip? I swear, I know the rest of them. What's The Guilt Trip?
I'm pretty sure that's
What is The Guilt Trip?
What is the deal? I'm pretty sure that's
Are you pretty sure you know?
I'm pretty sure that's Seth Rogen, and he has to drive across country with his mom. It might not be Seth Rogen, but someone has to drive across country with their mom.
I'm looking that up right now. Hang on.
Right, so it's it's a plan where it's because it's a trip, but with the mom.
That's exactly what it is, and the mom is Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Barbara Streisand.
Now that you've said this, I remember this movie.
Yeah, 100%. But never saw it. Don't plan on seeing
2012.
it. Don't want to see it.
You know what? I kind of want to see it. Streisand's funny.
Okay. Yeah, Seth Rogen's a fucking total snooze, though, so...
You're just saying Are you saying that because you sound and or look like him?
I just love that Streisand was your oh, man, but she's hilarious. Seth Rogen, I could leave her. Take her leave. I don't really...
No, it's not that. That's not what I'm saying. It was a given that Seth Rogen is funny. And I'm Streisand's funny. This could be funny.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
I mean, maybe.
It was a given.
I mean.
You're a given.
I mean, maybe.
You're a given. The only non-great ape.
I mean.
Maybe.
Wait, are you saying that I'm the only non-great ape?
No, gibbons are the only non-great ape, and then I called you a gibbon. So yeah, kind of.
Is a gibbon the actual only ape that is technically not a great ape?
Correct.
What a little bit of spectacular trivia that is, huh?
I read a lot.
You know
so.
what? I'm good
Hashtag read a lot of books.
I'm good on trivia for this movie.
No, but that's not trivia for this movie.
I'm great.
No,
Thanks so much.
No.
Don't need a stitch. Thank you, Matt. So, what do we drink?
It was written by... Did you say, what are we drinking? We have not gotten to it yet.
I was moving right
written
along.
by Peter Chiarelli, Chiarelli. Chiarelli?
Sounds Italian.
Don't say Italian like you're not one.
No, like the dressing,
Italian dressing.
Yeah.
A real Italian treat. So Peter Chiarelli has not that much under his writing belt. The Proposal was written by... he has 3 credits. The Proposal, he is credited as written by. Now You See Me 2, he's credited as story by. And Crazy Rich Asians, he's credited as screenplay by.
Okay, so I haven't seen Crazy Rich Asians.
Supposedly really great.
I heard it's great.
Now You See Me 2 is...
And I want to watch it on this podcast.
Hot garbage.
Did you see the second one?
Now You See Me 2?
Yeah.
I love the first one. It's one of those guilty pleasures for me. The second one is very bad.
I liked the first one, but isn't it real magic at the end or some shit?
Magic. No, it's not real magic.
Oh, it's not.
It's just
just incredible illusions.
Illusions, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Huh.
And the movie stars, this movie, not whatever we were just talking
We're not
about.
going to deep dive Now You See Me Too.
No, not yet. I mean, maybe one day. No, that's not a chick flick. Even a
No,
little bit.
not even a little bit. Although, what I was going to ask was Crazy Rich Asians. Like, is that here? I think that's here. I think that's in our...
I don't know much about it. I just know that it's supposed to be very good.
I think it's like a commie sort of thing.
A Romulus
that happens
communist.
to be about Asian people.
A Romulus communist.
And the mom from Fresh Off the Boat is in that.
I feel like you're
hilarious.
just not saying anything about Romulus communist, and that was pretty funny. And I just felt, no, I get it.
Are you not used to me ignoring you?
It stars, and by it I mean The Proposal stars.
2009, The Proposal.
I feel like we're getting off track here.
Sorry.
It stars Sandra Bullock in her third time return. She's coming back for the third time on our podcast. Ryan Reynolds, who's back here for the second time.
Yeah.
Mary Steenburgen?
Steenburgen.
Steenburgen.
Yeah.
Okay, I know her. I just cannot pronounce her name. Mary Steenburgen. Craig T. Nelson, Betty White, Dennis O'Hare, Malin Ackerman, and Oscar Nunez from The Office.
Oh yeah, he's in this. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Have you seen this?
I have seen this.
I've also seen this.
Yeah, I haven't seen it super recently, but I have seen it. Mary Steenburgen, I believe, is Ryan Reynolds' mom in this.
Correct.
Is she the mom from Step Brothers?
Yes.
She is.
Yes.
Oh, she's so good.
She's very funny.
And Betty White. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, Elizabeth White.
Oh, what? I mean, it's Betty.
No, I mean, but like that's short for Elizabeth, or like, you know,
what?
Bathilda, or like
Bathilda?
I don't know. Like that's a name, right? That's like,
Is Bathilda a name? I don't think Bathilda's a name.
You know, people name their kids weird things these days. Who fucking knows? Bathilda could be a name. You don't know. You don't know my life. Maybe I was gonna name my kid Bathilda because I thought that was Betty White's real full name.
Oh my God, are you having a kid?
No, but like maybe someday.
Why would you even say that then?
I don't. I feel like you're being an asshole. I just feel like you've taken this podcast and you've taken it and made it into a soapbox for you to stand up and shit on other people's names.
Specifically Bathilda?
Mostly Bathilda.
Fine with it.
Okay. Well,
is there any interesting trivia for this film, Matt?
Not much. I mean, so the premise of the film, if anyone hasn't seen it, is that Sandra Bullock is a high power editor for.
I think she's like either editor or like works for some publishing house in some way. Like she publishes books, I think.
Correct. Yeah. And Ryan Reynolds works under her, and she gets called into question. She gets called into question about the fact that she's a Canadian citizen and that she's going to be deported if she doesn't find someone to marry or blah blah blah. And Ryan Reynolds is American citizen, so she says that she's his fiance, right?
Yes.
So in real life, Ryan Reynolds is Canadian and Sandra Bullock is American, so there's a little bit of role reversal there.
Swapsies.
Ryan Reynolds. Nope. Hang on. Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock have been friends for like 10 years before the making of this movie.
Oh.
So that was interesting.
Okay.
And apparently, like, because they were such good friends, they have like a naked scene together, and it was like really hard for them to get through it.
Get naked?
Get naked together with friends. Who knows? Getting naked with friends.
Yeah, I think Sandra Bullock's like 45 or so when this movie happens. And I think Ryan Reynolds is in
this movie's 10 years ago, right?
Yeah. I think she's like 54 now. I think she's exactly 54 now.
Wait, do you think or that you know?
I mean, Matt, like I have a casual acquaintance with Sandra Bullock's life history, and
here's a fun fact: Sandra Bullock has been on our in 3 movies on our podcast, and Garrett has picked all 3 of them.
No, I mean that's totally a coincidence.
No. I mean, you'll notice that I've really strayed away from Sandra Bullock movies, but Garrett just keeps hammering them home.
Listen, dude, from the second she was born in Arlington, Virginia, in 1964.
Why do you know where she was born?
Well, I mean, just because
No. Why do you know where she was born?
No, there's common Sandra Bullock knowledge.
That I don't think it is. I'm pretty well versed in her movies and other things that people should know about her. Why do you know where she's fucking born?
Everyone knows that she was born in Arlington, Virginia, and that she moved to Germany almost immediately and lived there for the first 12 years of her life, Matt. Everyone knows that about Sandra Bullock.
I'm afraid for Sandra Bullock's life right now. Are you stalking her?
Matt, stop it. All right, stop.
All right. Anyway.
She's 45 in this movie and he's in his 30s, which I think is an interesting thing because unlike basically every other movie we've watched, the spoilers, they're love interests, right? In this movie, right?
You know, at some point, maybe.
Right. I think
Who knows?
So. Who knows? Maybe
Who knows?
something grows.
Maybe something goes wrong.
Maybe nothing grows. Maybe nothing.
Did you say nothing gross?
I said grows.
Oh, gross. I was like, do you think love is gross? What, she's 7?
I think she's like 12 years older than him.
Okay.
Which is like a flip from most of these movies that we've watched.
Nothing
like
wrong with that. Hey.
No.
Love is love.
I'm saying it's good. I'm saying it's an interesting thing because pretty much every other movie we watched has like a male lead that is 15 to 20 years older than the female lead.
Hashtag love is love. Right?
Richard Gere could be what's her name?
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts' father.
Yeah.
Father.
Throwback to episode 1 of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks. Go listen to it right now on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spotify, anywhere podcasts can be heard.
You feel good?
I feel good.
Okay. Any other cool trivia?
No, fucking no.
All right.
Oh, actually, yeah. This all like mostly takes place in Alaska.
Yes.
It was entirely filmed in Boston.
Like just Massachusetts, like not like in Boston.
Yeah, right. Outskirts of Boston. Yeah.
Right. So do you want to talk about the beers that we're gonna have this week?
Garrett, why don't you talk about the beers that we're gonna have this week because you made the decision.
All right. So I was looking for like Alaska beers because it's supposed to take place in Alaska, but turns out Alaskan distribution in New York for breweries not great, not the best.
No,
turns out not the best.
Not great.
So we went with Canadian beers.
Well, because Sandra Bullock is Canadian in the movie and Ryan Reynolds is Canadian in life.
Yeah, so I thought that was great. So we're basically going to Pepsi challenge Labatt Blue.
Why do you keep saying Pepsi challenge?
Isn't that like when you blindfold taste test something?
Are we going to blindfold? Because that's going to be counterintuitive to watching the movie.
I hate you.
I hate you.
We'll just compare these two beers.
So we're going to drink 2 different beers.
We're going to drink 2 different beers and
what 2 different beers?
So we're going to drink Moosehead Lager, a Canadian lager.
I've been there.
Matt's been to that brew house, apparently. And we're also going to drink a classic, Labatt Blue.
Oh, God, I fucking hate you and I fucking hate this.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, sure. It'll be grape.
It's going to be great.
It'll be grape.
Stop.
You stop.
All right.
You stop.
So those are the beers. We have the trivia. Do we have a bet?
I don't know. You picked this movie.
All right.
Where are we here?
So originally I was going to say like something about ages, but I have a pretty good idea that I think they're 12 years apart. So what I would like to
literally just said that they're 12
I'm
years
pretty
apart.
sure they are. Yeah, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure they're about 12 years apart.
Oh, you don't know exactly how old Sandra Bullock is in comparison to her co-star Ryan Reynolds and good friend?
They're exactly 12 years apart. Okay. Her favorite color is green.
Is her favorite color green?
Matt,
why do you know that?
Everyone knows this type of stuff about Sandra Bullock. You're being weird. You're making this weird. So the bet is gonna be how many times they say either the word propose or proposal.
So
in
just
this movie.
Just like any bastardization of the word propose.
Yeah. Any word with the root propose in it, we're good to go.
Propo.
So I'm gonna guess. Actually, you guess first because you lost. So
what if someone says posed?
Stop. Propose. Propose.
Propose.
Propose.
Props.
Stop.
All right. I don't know. Like fucking 6? No. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay. I'm gonna do 6 then. Give us one between, but I'm still above.
And you want to be that guy who picks the one that I got away from. Just so that, like, when it comes true or not true, or no, if it comes true, you can just rub it in my fucking face.
Are you gonna leave the sneeze in?
Yeah.
Great.
So, great.
Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. So I'm gonna guess 6. You're gonna guess 4. Anytime they say the word propose, we're good to go. We're gonna go watch this movie and drink a bunch of Canadian beer. If you have seen the movie, keep listening. If not, pause us here. And as always, we're sorry for whatever happens next.
And we'll see you on the other side.
And we're back.
Hi.
Now,
hi, how are you?
I wanted you to say like, and we're back.
Yeah, no, I just went with hi this time. Hi, how are you? Hi, hello. How are you?
And we're back.
And we're back.
All right. So we just finished watching The Proposal.
Yeah, this is going to be like at least 3 for me. What about you?
At least 3 for
Like
you.
how many? I've seen this at least. This will be at least my third time seeing this.
This is the second time I've ever seen this. Yeah.
Ever?
Like ever. Yeah.
All right.
Like ever. Yeah, I hadn't seen it until a couple months ago, and then like I
agree to disagree, but okay.
I don't know what we're.
I don't know how I would know more than how many times you've seen it.
It's a very personal, subjective sort of.
Sure. Yeah. No. Sure.
Broad strokes. How'd you feel about it?
Okay. So this is hard because again, this is like my third time watching it. The first time seeing this movie, I like really, really loved it. I will say it wore on me a little bit. Like the jokes were less funny this time, but like the physical comedy in this movie is great, like hilarious. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. Sandra Bullock really like ups her game. It's a pretty funny movie. That being said, I felt medium about it on this watch particularly.
Broad strokes, I really liked it. I liked it just as much as I liked it the first time I saw it.
Sure.
I agree. Like the physical comedy's there, but I also think they're pretty cute with each other.
Oh, so
I think there's enough of like there's enough meaningful stuff throughout the movie, like keep you like emotionally invested. And Betty, motherfucking White.
Yeah, she's just a doll.
She's just like so cute and funny. She's funny
gem.
and shit, and she like is clearly like the dominant matriarch of the family as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, you get that like the patriarchy with Craig T. Nelson. Like clearly he's the one who makes the rules, and everyone needs to follow him.
Right, but then by the end, it's very clear that like, oh shit, everybody bows to Betty White.
I mean, who doesn't though? Rue McClanahan, that's who didn't.
I didn't.
Susan B. Arthur, that's who didn't.
You're.
It's not Susan B. Arthur. It's just B. Arthur.
But you're also just asking
Susan
questions.
B. Anthony.
You're also just asking questions and yelling answers at yourself right now.
Estelle.
Motherfucking
Getty.
All right, let's leave the Golden Girls out of this for a minute.
Never leave the Golden Girls out of it.
For a minute.
Literally never.
All right, so broad strokes, you felt medium.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen. It's probably top medium half of
This is for sure top half for me, but again, we'll get to that later. Do you want to do 3 sentences?
Sure.
All right, 3 sentences or less. Matt, what was the plot of this film?
Andrew Dixon? No.
Paxton.
Like Bill Pullman. Got it. Andrew
Played
Pullman.
by Ryan Reynolds. Go ahead.
Andrew Pullman.
I hate you so much. Paxton Pullman. Fuck.
Yeah, you see what I was doing.
This is like a real
You
conundrum.
explained it, though, and now I'm upset because it was
now I'm
just
confused.
Be something that I went into
it might have been Pullman.
Ryan Reynolds is Sandra Bullock's beaten down
assistant.
Yeah. You didn't have to. I was getting there. But thank you. I mean, thank you. But next time, just trust that I can get there by myself.
Is this a
just
fight?
Just trust that I can get there.
Is this a fight?
I just feel like you do this all the time. So Ryan Reynolds is Sandra Bullock's beaten down executive assistant. When she finds out she's getting thrown out of the country, she tells her bosses that she is engaged to Ryan Reynolds.
Is that 2?
Yeah, this is going to be 2.
That was 2.
That was just 2.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to say 1. 2. They go home to his family's home in Alaska to try and prove to the immigration people that this is a legitimate relationship, and they eventually fall in love. 3.
All right, that's fine.
It wasn't wrong. It just wasn't good. It wasn't succinct.
I didn't say not good.
Well, I said not good.
Now that you're saying not good, I agree that it wasn't good.
I wish you were dead.
That's hurtful, but it doesn't make your 3 sentences better. So
nothing makes it better.
Calling me ugly won't make you pretty. That's all I'm saying.
But you ugly though.
Oh. I should go. All right, 3 sentences. That's what we're doing. Okay.
Why are you asking? You put this upon me and then waited for me to be over and then criticized me. And now you're like, oh, is that what we're doing?
I think Canadian beer is the answer to your question.
What do you mean?
What
do you mean that's the answer to my question?
We've had a bunch of Canadian beer. All right. Anyway. 3 sentences. Ready?
Go.
Okay. 1.
As they say in French Canadian provinces.
Deux, trois. That's what.
Well, I was gonna do deux, trois. Now you fucking ruined it.
Thanks. So,
Labatt Blue.
before Sandra Bullock can get deported and, as a result, lose her high-powered, highly coveted job, she makes Ryan Reynolds propose to her. I'm sorry. She makes Ryan Reynolds, her assistant, propose to her. That's one.
Sure.
2, they fly to his parents' estate in Alaska to, I guess, like, spend time together and get to know each other and also, like, get married or something. Or his parents want him to come. That's why. 2.
Was that 2 or like 8?
While they're visiting Ryan Reynolds' family in Alaska, she comes to really fall in love with him and vice versa. And ultimately, they get past the whole, like, prior relationship that they had. They fall in love and they want to get married. That's 3. That's the whole.
That was just as bad as mine.
It was.
Like,
really sorry.
it was not even a little bit better.
I was poised to do so much better than you had done. Poised. Poised, like prepared and ready in position
Posed,
to
like,
do so.
like put into position to do so.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you always doing this?
Okay. How do we feel about the beers? We drank Moosehead Lager, which is Canadian lager, and then Labatt Blue.
So we drank Yingling and Bud Light. Canadian. I don't know.
Is that how you felt?
Here's the thing. Labatt Blue, not for me. Like, not even a little bit for me. And that would be the one that I would equate to a Bud Light. I could drink Moosehead.
Moosehead for me was just like Yingling. It was like a very middle of the road lager.
But like totally drinkable. Like, I could drink like 12 of those and be pretty happy. have a good tomorrow.
I could and came damn well near drinking 12 of those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty evident that I'm not okay right
now. Yeah. They were both fine. They were both super drinkable. I definitely liked the Moosehead quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the Moosehead more than the Labatt Blue. But we just drank Bud Light and Yingling. Yeah.
So
fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Where were we? So I guess we talk about the movie now, right? That's what we do.
I guess that's what we do.
Is that what we do in this podcast?
Yeah. Did you get anything in terms of soundtrack from what you recall? Like,
Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Oh yeah, that's when Oscar Nunez is stripping at the strip club.
And then he's also dancing to something else as like.
And he's like, remember, relax, remember it.
But like when Sandy B and Malin Ackerman are talking out on the dock, he's like dancing to something else, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it's Can't Touch This.
Oh yeah, he is. And all right, so this flashes way forward. But when Betty, like, the door like slides open or whatever while they're standing out on the dock outside of that like makeshift strip club or whatever.
The general store that is also probably a strip club.
In the split seconds that the door is like, swinging open, you see him like grinding up on Betty White to Can't Touch This.
I didn't notice that.
And it was hysterical.
I
have the movie opens on the song Find My Way by the Gabe Dixon Band. That was like a nice uplifting song.
I feel like this is the first time in a long time we've done soundtrack. Is it just because the movies before didn't really have soundtracks associated, or did we straight up forget? No way to know. Got it.
I feel like we try to touch on it most times.
What did we watch last week? We watched When in Rome. We watched When in Rome.
Right.
And that had pretty, like, kind of a minor soundtrack to it too, didn't it?
Yeah. We definitely talked about it. Like,
I understand. I'm just saying that there wasn't much to it.
I think the best song in this movie, by far,
is not Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
No, unfortunately not.
Don't agree.
Similarly garbagey, though. It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
Okay, but is that actually in the movie, or is it just them talking about the song in the movie?
Well, they sing it to each other, and then it plays like at the very end of the movie.
Oh, you're right, it does. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I was gonna say, does that other song, like, To the Window, to the wall, does that count as being in the movie as well?
No, but she does sing Lil Jon.
Who?
What is that song called? All Skeet Skeet?
No one could ever know.
To the Window, to the Wall?
Googling it!
Stop. I don't want to know. So she,
Get Low. It's called Get Low. Quote, to the window to the wall song on YouTube. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Oh, naturally. Yes.
No, boys is with a Z, just in case anyone didn't know they were edgy enough.
No, I think that's wrong.
You think they misspelled it on the Google?
Yeah, I think whatever site you're looking at has it wrong. So
all right. So we open on this movie with Sandra Bullock being
Sandy B.
I wanted to give her the proper introduction that she deserves. This like controlling whatever executive for a.
She's an editor for a publishing house.
Thank you. And
Ruick and Hunt Publishing.
Do you have that written down? Good for
No, I just remembered it.
No, yeah,
I remember everything about Sandra Bullock.
Like what?
I don't know, like how in the summers, like when her mom, who was a famous opera singer used to like go on tour with the opera company. She used to stay with her cousin Suzanne and her aunt Crystal.
Are you stalking her? Like, I need to know, like, because like if this is gonna go forward as a partnership, I need to know that like I'm not putting myself into bed with quote unquote into bed with a maniac.
These are regular, very common Sandra Bullock references that everyone knows about Sandra Bullock. You're being fucking so ridiculous right now, and honestly, kind of insulting.
Insulted? Okay.
Yeah, I'm Southern now.
Insulting.
And honestly,
no, I mean maybe I should know that. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I should have known.
And honestly, kind of insulting.
So now you're not Southern anymore. Is that where we are?
Yeah, no, I needed to prove myself that I could do that. So,
Ryan Reynolds is her beaten down assistant, and she they spend like the first maybe 10 minutes of the movie showing how much of a monster she is. Right?
Yeah, like the whole staff of this entire publishing company is afraid of her. Like they're
hates her. Like not just afraid of her, but like kind of feel bad for her. They hate her.
But also like no one looks at her. No one looks at her in the eyes. You know.
Do not look at me. Do not look at me in the eyes.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
So I mean, and then she fires like some other editor who like
Bob. Bob's got to go.
Asif Manvi.
Yeah.
Yeah, from he was on the Daily Show for a bit. He's in a bunch of movies. He's in the Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was a bad movie.
You know what's funny? He's a really funny guy. He's in this movie for like a minute.
Less than a minute. I would even imagine.
Like he's cocky. He gets fired. He yells at her. We never see him again.
Literally ever. I think they mention him once more, but that's about it.
They do. They're like, "Oh, Bob's gonna get your job." And she's like, "Bob, what?" Yeah, not Bob. Not Bob.
What about Bob? The Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray movie from the 1980s.
Everyone, I know.
90s, 80s, 90s.
The 90s. Please stop.
Okay.
So, he hates her. Kind of. He's
Who
kind
doesn't?
of afraid of her. He buys 2 of the same latte that she drinks every single day in case one spills, so he can give her his.
Because she's a monster.
She is a monster. He is also like an aspiring editor and I think aspiring writer, but at this point he's like into.
I didn't get that either. He kept saying stuff like, "Are you going to read my manuscript?" And I couldn't tell if he meant something that he wrote or something that he's promoting.
No, so I think it was like another writer that he was really pushing.
Okay, that's what I thought
to be
too.
The editor for that writer, I think. So basically, she's gonna get deported because she is a Canadian citizen and like her green card has run out. Or something.
No.
Her work visa has run out.
She was told that she was not to leave the country based on the fact that she's not a legal citizen.
Because she had a work visa.
Right. She had a work visa, and like. Her bosses were like, "Oh, don't go to Germany," and she went to Germany anyway. And then, because she's just strong-willed. She's a strong-willed woman.
Well, I think they make her like seem really arrogant in the beginning, right? Like
real ball buster.
Like fuck this. Like I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to like be successful. Like she's just super driven.
Yeah.
But it also like she has no like sympathy or empathy. Seemingly, like in the beginning,
or humanity,
of this movie.
really,
or like really humanity,
or just like anything that resemblance a human.
She almost
soul.
seems to like that everyone is like afraid of her and or hates her.
Can we talk about? Oh, sorry. So that just made me think of the immigration officer that's dealing with her case, who's like really invested in getting her
sexually excited about the possibility of getting her deported. Yeah,
just so you know.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna make this happen.
Yeah, every scene with him made me uncomfortable. Like made me actually like a bit uncomfortable.
Like sexually uncomfortable.
Like, he just, like, seemed flush and excited every time.
Sweaty? Why are you sweating? Why are you always sweating?
Again. That guy was on True Blood. You ever watch True Blood?
No, it's not for me.
Either.
Yeah, no, didn't watch every season of it.
So,
had no idea what the characters' names were.
So basically, when she's faced with the prospect of, like, being deported, she basically bribes Ryan Reynolds with the possibility of immediate promotion.
Actually, not even at all.
Well, she threatens him at first.
She threatens him, and he turns it on it and blackmails her. He's like, no. If this is going to happen, I'm going to get the promotion.
If I'm potentially going to go to jail, you're going to give me the promotion immediately and, like, you know, read my manuscript and whatever. You know, like, he, like, basically gets all the shit that he wants. And
he really subverts, like, the expectations in the movie and, like, really turns it on its head.
The other thing, which is, like, kind of mild in the setup, is that, like, he's talking to his mom at one point on the phone when she walks out of her office, and he's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it up for Dad's thing. And she's like, are you talking to your family? And he's like, yeah. Did they tell you to quit? Every day.
Every day of my life.
Only every day. And I think that's the only indication that we get that, like, he has something he wants to go to in Alaska for his family. And then when he blackmails her, basically, like, he gets her to agree to go up to his family. And that's the setup. So, like, the setup, like, I think the impetus for them to go back up to Alaska wasn't super well established.
Impetus.
I hate you. So that reason for them going up to Alaska wasn't super well established, but, like, next thing you know, they're going up to Alaska.
Oh, 1991, by the way. That's when What About Bob came out.
Why are you...
Well, I just feel like we were confused earlier if it was the 80s or the 90s, and we didn't... I just figured that, like...
I like Bill Murray as much as the next guy.
But, like, do you like Richard Dreyfuss as much as I do? Because, like, Mr. Holland's Opus.
I was gonna say Mr. Holland's Opus.
It's really all I have.
And then his son is deaf, and it's the most tragic thing in the world.
Not in real life, just in the Opus movie.
Yeah, but then, like, he has the, like, you know, and he loves him. And he loves him.
Why wouldn't you?
And he, like, appreciates...
He's still your child.
He can appreciate the music. He, like, listens, you know, he feels the vibrations.
Never seen it, but really. I'm just guessing at what
Have
happens.
you actually never seen it?
I've actually never seen Mr. Holland's Opus.
Why am I doing this?
I don't know. I thought it was a funny bit.
It's actually a beautiful movie. It's actually a really beautiful movie.
Like Stepmom, beautiful movie? Should we watch Stepmom? Have you seen Stepmom?
I haven't, but we should.
Heartbreaking.
I haven't, but we should.
Oh, man.
I think it's on the list. I think it's, like, right here.
Mm-hmm. It's on the precipice.
And I feel like we generally go for lighter ones, but, like,
that's a real crier.
We should do a real crier. We should do a real John Cryer.
Maybe like... Well, we've already done a real John Cryer with Pretty in Pink. Listen to that episode, or don't, because it was a bad movie.
It's a classic movie. I didn't love it, but it was a bad
movie. Anyway, where were we? So they go back to Alaska. So they're going to Alaska.
Right. So they go to Alaska, and she realizes that he's, like, from money. He's from, like, a very well-established family.
Like a lot of money. Like not a little bit of money.
They're on, like, a small island estate that they own.
And they're driving through the main town, and everything is named like his last name.
Paxton.
Pullman. Right. Pullman.
Bill Pullman Oil.
Bill Pullman Oil. Bill Pullman Markets. All of it.
So, you know, they go and they meet, you know, his mom, played by Mary Steenburgen, and Dad, played by Craig T. Nelson.
Mr. Incredible himself.
Also,
the Coach.
Coach from Coach.
The Coach.
Incredible. And Betty White is his grandma, who is the dad's mom.
I actually was going to ask you because I did not get that.
Yeah, she's Craig T. Nelson's mom. And it's the only reason I realized that was because Mary Steenburgen, the mom, keeps calling her by her first name.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. And towards the end, like, Betty White seems to have, like, guilt power over Craig T. Nelson.
I mean, what mother doesn't?
No, but again, like, she's not trying to work Mary Steenburgen.
No, I got it.
You know,
right?
I don't know. So they go there, and she's still, like, really uptight and kind of treating this as it's like it's going to be a scam.
Real stick in the mud.
She is, and she's trying to, like, you know, take business calls and do whatever else, and she is, like, fighting with him the whole time, even though he's blackmailing her, like, he's doing her favor.
He is doing her a huge favor, but he is being a fucking nightmare person. Right back to her. Deservedly.
You kept saying this, and I'm like, she's
deservedly.
tortured him for 3 years. They established that it's 3 years that he has been her assistant.
It's just very funny to me where she's like trying to like maneuver her way down a ladder or whatever, and he's just like watching her struggle the entire time.
She gets to the bottom. He's like, well, I'm 100 now.
So good. Thank you.
He, this is a good opportunity to talk about this. We asked each other this a couple times throughout, which is Ryan Reynolds just Ryan Reynolds in every movie?
I think he might be. And we postulated that we could find some movies that he wasn't. But like we hadn't watched either of them yet, so there's no way to know. What did you say? You said definitely maybe.
Maybe definitely maybe, but we haven't watched that yet.
That's probably going to be on the
But
list.
I think that's a crier. I think that's like a real tearjerker.
That'll really get the waterworks going. What was the one I said? Burial or something?
Buried. Yeah, where he gets buried alive. I don't want to watch that.
Well, I mean, we won't watch that. That's
we
not
won't watch it for this, but I also in life never
maybe,
want to watch this. Okay. Never, ever in my life.
Are you afraid of being buried alive? Got it. Writing it down.
I'm not afraid of that. Writing it down. More than like
being alone
any
forever.
Other like torturous murder. But I think like claustrophobic things in general, you're
really putting a lot out there.
Well, I feel like this is my forum to finally like give the world.
You're getting on your soapbox, and you're just going to tell everybody.
Especially like people who are looking to murder me, like a list of my fears
and your home address. His home address.
A copy of my schedule where I am at different points in the day.
Anything he's allergic to, really.
Oh yeah, you could just get me with some shellfish.
I mean, really, just like most fruits and vegetables.
Well, those are like I just get itchy from those, but throw a shrimp into into a salad.
And he's dead. He's just dead, folks.
Dead.
Just gone.
Unresponsive, then dead. Yeah, it's rough. So, I think Ryan Reynolds is
Ryan Reynolds.
Just Ryan Reynolds.
And like for most of his roles, I'm okay with it.
They fucking love it,
including this one. I'm
just friends.
Saying.
Just friends.
Deadpool.
All of it. Like. He is kind of like a one note type of guy and the same thing, but we love the note. Like we love he's playing an E.
but it
playing an E flat.
Right.
We love that E flat again and again. And
sure.
again,
but like that doesn't necessarily make a movie, right?
No, but he's like the comedic relief enough, and he's also
he couldn't save Green Lantern.
He's lovable enough.
Sure.
I don't know. So why don't we get into like them finally breaking each other down a little bit? Like, so she sees his family and she like starts to interact with his family.
I think in my opinion, what really wore her down on him was seeing his relationship with his dad and how he puts up with a lot of shit. That was my opinion.
Right. And then they like kind of after the naked scene where they run into each other naked.
Real naked.
Which is like silly. The setup to that scene, and we'll get back to how that is like the initiation of the love or whatever. The setup to that scene is that she's going to take a shower and then she doesn't have a towel. She goes to get out of the shower.
Right.
And the tiny dog, whose name is Kevin, and I fucking love it.
Kevin as a dog is like any human name, very serious human names.
No, it's incredible. Names. So Kevin is like at the door barking at her when she goes to open the door to leave the bathroom. And Kevin is a tiny fluffy white puppy.
Yeah, kind of like
she's
Pomeranian
like,
type.
She like it's like she doesn't want to try to get around him, and she's like weirdly like standoffish and afraid of him, which is like ridiculous because she saved him from a hawk like 20 minutes earlier.
It was an eagle, so wow.
Sure, whatever. Which was a really funny scene. That's a really good physical comedy scene. That's great, but. She like the setup to this naked scene is that she doesn't want to go past this puppy.
Yeah, just instead of just like powering past this tiny little dog.
Ryan Reynolds is naked in the same room and he's just wearing headphones.
Well, I have a problem with this too because Ryan Reynolds gets naked on the balcony.
Yeah.
And like I understand they live on their own personal little island, but that you're telling me that there's no other windows on that side of the house and with like mom and grandma and apparently 18 million other fucking people on this company like this.
You don't know their family dynamic.
I don't, but and
also, if you had those abs, and especially those obliques, Matt, those Ryan fucking Reynolds obliques, if you had them.
I'm just saying, I get losing the shirt, but when he like drops his drawers, I'm just like, oh, that's a bold choice.
Everyone who knows anything about obliques knows that if you don't take off the boxers, also you don't see the full oblique because it's on the side and it kind of goes down to the pelvis. Matt, have you even been paying attention to what I've been teaching you about obliques on a regular basis? This is ridiculous.
Are you done now?
Yeah, but he got naked and then they ran into each other, and you hear,
and then they smush.
You hear this like wet skin slap sound, and it was fucking funny. It was like, it's pretty good. And they fall to the ground, and she says, "Why are you here?" Or no, she says, "Why are you naked?" And he says, "Why are you wet?" And it's really fucking funny. It's really good. And then after that, he's sleeping on the floor and she's sleeping in the bed, and like they start talking, and like he talks about like his rough family shit with his dad, really just his dad.
Mostly his dad.
And then she talks about like how her parents died when she was 16, and like she got this like tattoo of these two birds on her back, swallows, I think, and like I don't know, they kind of
she's broken.
They open up to each other.
She's never had a family. Or she hasn't had a family in a very long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they try to explain why she's like such a hard individual. You know, why she like doesn't like seem to like anyone. No, thank you. No Jet for me.
That's thanks. Jet. That's what it was. I was trying to think of what it was. The Hives, the Strokes, something like that. Just Jet.
So they try to explain that, like why she is that way, and she's like, "Oh, my first concert was." What is it? I said it before.
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
No.
Sonny and Cher.
No, man.
Meatloaf.
Still no.
The Bee Gees.
No.
Eminem. Destiny's Child.
Oh God, I haven't. No, it's Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
Coheed and Cambria.
It takes two to make a thing go right. So that was like her first concert, and they're like trying to get to know each other for the immigration officer, but also they're just getting to know each other, and they're starting to like each other. And at the end of the night,
getting to know all about
at the end of the night, he's like, "Hey, like Margaret, like I just want you to know, like you're really beautiful, and like I think like you're a lot better of a person than everyone gives you fucking credit for, right?"
Sure.
And it's very clear that they start to fall in love at that scene.
Yeah, but it's like kind of like a slow. It's too slow for me to like make sense in the end, and I noticed it on this watch. Like, I understand they do endear themselves to each other, which is great, but like it was not slow. It just happened so late that it felt very rushed in the end. That like all of a sudden he's just like, yeah, no, I want to marry you. I mean, he does clarify that he's like, I want to marry you so I can date you.
Right.
But
which is pretty funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I was just like, I guess before, because I guess I didn't remember that line, but like the build up to that, I was just like, oh God, he just wants to marry her now. That's all it takes. And then he's just like, oh, so I can date you. So they're kind of acknowledging the fact that it's soon for him to be that in love with her, I guess.
Right.
That's where I was. Sorry.
No, I mean, I think that is a funny line though, and it's like just so he wants to like marry her so he can keep her around to then like see where it goes.
I also thought it was really funny that like in a situation like that, in almost any other rom-com / chick flick / whatever, everyone in the background would be like, yes, and everyone was just kind of like, oh.
Well, yeah, they're in their office at this point,
right,
where everyone hates her,
right?
Still,
even
though she's gone through this metamorphosis character-wise. Everyone still does not like her very much.
And understandably so.
Sure, understandably so. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think that was like the turning point for the movie for me. Like when they start to fall in love there, like in the bedroom. When they're like, you know, they're both awake, talking to each other, first concert, getting to know each other. He tells her she's beautiful, and she's like, "You're not an asshole," turns out. And then she falls in love further with the family.
Sure.
She goes for a bike ride and discovers Betty White doing like a Native American dance ceremony.
Cultural appropriation?
Seems racist.
Yeah,
Seems super racist.
I wasn't comfortable with
She's just making mouth sounds, it seems like. We have no way of knowing whether or not she's like speaking a language or like doing an actual dance or if that's even okay.
I'll tell you what, it didn't feel okay.
But
it's Betty White, so I mean.
But then she makes Sandra Bullock jump in on that, and then she's like, chant, Margaret, chant, and she starts doing Lil Wayne, like, to the window, to the wall. And
Lil Wayne and the East Side Boys with a Z.
Are you saying that right?
Yeah, the East Side Boys.
That can't be right. You should. You just
I know. I googled it already.
check. Check Ask Jeeves on it though.
Do you want me to Netscape, like get on Netscape and ask?
I told you what I wanted you to do. So.
All right.
Could you?
I'll get on it. Yeah, no. I'll get on that as soon as I find a piece of.
So ultimately, they do fall in love, and they're gonna get married. They're gonna get married like in Alaska because the parents kind of push for it. Like, you should just do it like tomorrow, now, while you're in front of us and the family's all here and whatever else.
Was that the dad's idea or their mom's idea? Because I can't tell if it was the dad being like a scheming motherfucker. Because Craig T. Nelson is sinister in this movie.
A scheming motherfucker. Yeah. It seems like it's the mom's idea to me, but the dad's in on it, so maybe he's part of his scheme also.
With his biodegradable
right
balls.
And the day before the wedding, the immigration officer like shows up.
Well, no, he got a call.
I guess whatever. Craig T. Nelson like brings him there, or
Yeah.
he calls Craig T. Nelson or whatever, and he sneaks up on them in the barn of their estate because of course. And he's like, you can come clean right now, and blah, 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 blah. And Ryan Reynolds doubles down. He's like, no, I'll see you at the wedding tomorrow.
Dad.
Well, but he's not.
His dad's there, too.
I mean,
he's talking to the other guy,
in
I guess.
this instance, they're both his dad, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
He's
in a very
rebelling
real way and also in a symbolic way, yes. They're both his dad.
So then the next day, they actually are getting married in this really cute little ceremony. And Sandra Bullock is wearing Betty White's wedding dress and shit and going down the aisle.
Which is just real loose on her and like all the wrong spots. Or
well,
whatever.
they like make they make a huge boob joke that like, they're like, oh, where are they? When they're trying to like do a fitting. Oh,
and
where
Betty
are
White's
they?
just tapping at
She's
her
just
the
tapping
entire
her chest trying to find. But whatever. So they get married, or they're about to get married, and then Sandra Bullock is at the end of the aisle, and she comes clean.
Which is the second movie where Sandra Bullock, at least the second movie on this podcast, that she's come clean in the middle of her wedding.
She confesses at a wedding to have lied about something.
Hey, Garrett, what's the other movie?
While you were sleeping.
Well, there was only one other movie.
That's
really,
my number
and
2.
And I don't believe she got married in Love Potion number 9. Did she get married in Love Potion number 9?
She is actually getting married at the end of Love
that's
Potion
true.
number 9. That's
like,
really funny.
Right, because he sits on the bench and he's like, "Oh,
3 for 3.
I'd like to tell you that it took her like 3 minutes to come get me, but
it took her 4.
Yeah.
3 for 3 with ruined wedding ceremonies for Sandra Bullock movies.
3 on Sandy B.
How crazy!
Matrimony.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah. Very funny.
Now I'm gonna be looking for
also
more.
3 for 3 Sandra Bullock movies that Gary has chosen. So I mean, just another 3 for 3.
These are all great movies.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so whatever, she runs away from the ceremony, and long story short, he chases after her because they're really in love. He follows her back to New York and basically tells her like,
I posit
"Listen, I'm
really
actually in love with you."
I posit that they're not really in love. I posit that they started to get endeared with each other, and that's why he's marrying her to keep her in the country so he can date her. I don't know if they're necessarily in love, but I think they're on their way. Hey, I think they're getting there.
You think they're in heavy like?
I think they're in heavy like.
Yeah, I might go with you there.
Okay.
But I think like either way, they're starting to fall in love by the end of the movie, and that's why he chases her back to New York.
They don't like do it at any point during the movie, which is something that happens in a lot of these movies before.
Yeah,
like
there's no even like remote indication of sexual activity.
That's what I'm saying.
Huh? Look at that. Look at that.
Look at you.
Look at us. Hey,
we're doing something.
Look at us.
Look at us.
So I mean, that's basically the whole plot of the movie. Like he and her end up together after like getting to know each other after 3 years of torturing him at at work or whatever. I liked it. I thought it was really cute and funny and like I don't know.
I understand. I'm with you. I mean, I definitely didn't dislike it.
Can I ask you some questions about it?
Yeah.
Did you learn any lessons, Matt?
You never lie to immigration. They always find out.
They're always going to find out.
Always watching. Always watching. Always watching. Always watching.
Do you think this movie belongs in this genre?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Like cute fucking rom-com.
I mean, Sandra Bullock's in it, so I mean, yes.
But it's also just like romantic comedy, really fun. Like,
and Sandra Bullock's in it, so I mean, like mostly, yeah.
Did you have a favorite character? If you steal mine,
hard
I'll
to
murder
say.
you.
I mean, it's probably Oscar Nunez.
You know,
Or I was gonna say Betty White, but like I'll tell you what, the dancing scene in the woods is real. It's like hard to watch. It's a hard to watch scene. It's one of those scenes in those movies that I'm just like,
not because of her. I thought it was harder to watch once Sandra Bullock was
it's all of it.
singing Little Wayne. I thought that made it like a weirder scene.
It's a little bit of all of it. It's a hard scene to watch.
I think for me, Oscar Nunez is for sure. So Oscar
good.
Nunez is Oscar from The Office.
And his name in The Office is Oscar.
Is also which is great.
I mean, I think that's for a couple of different background characters.
He is
everything on that island. He's the pastor. He's the general store owner. He is the sole male stripper.
And he seems to be like either a friend of the family or a caterer or something.
He's a caterer.
Seems like he's a caterer at that party that they first go back to.
But also a friend of the family. Yeah. He's involved in everything.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that initial scene where he comes out as the stripper at this what could only be described as like general store / bar is that he comes out from like a platform above the stage that looks like he lives there. It's got like sheets around it, like covering it up, and when he opens it, there's like a mattress in there. I believe he lives above there.
Fine with it. Fine with it.
Oh, good. You're just fine with it. Cool.
Fine with it.
Cool.
He's hilarious throughout the whole thing.
Good. He's really. What's his character's name? I can't remember. Ramon. It's
Ramon.
Yeah. You remember? Relax. Yeah,
he's a caricature, and it's hysterical.
I mean, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Do you have a least favorite character? Craig T. Nelson. For me. No. Yeah. It's not, no. You know what? That's not true. He's gruff and he's like the quintessential like disapproving father character, but I would say the weirdly sexually attracted to danger, what's it called, immigration guy,
the serial killer type immigration agent?
the guy who got sexually aroused every time he tried to catch someone in a lie.
Stop sweating. Why are you sweating?
I'm not sweating this time. This time he's making it up.
No, not you. I mean the immigration.
Oh, the immigration guy. Okay.
All right. So, we know what we feel about it. How did this movie do, like, critically? Like, how about
poorly?
How about the Rotten Tomatoes?
Poorly.
Really?
No, I didn't look. Hang on.
So, my feeling is that Rotten Tomatoes is going to be like right down the middle for it.
I mean, it kind of is. Okay, so the tomato meter, which again is the critic score, 45%.
All right, low, but like not embarrassing.
We've seen a lot worse.
Wasn't When in Rome like 16 last week?
Yeah, something like that. It was definitely not good.
Okay, so like down the middle, low, but down the middle. Go ahead.
Audience score.
Yeah, hit me.
67%.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not like a resounding success, but like a passing score.
Sure.
You know,
it's definitely fresh.
That's honestly like close to what I'd give it in the 70s. I'd give it a little.
And if you're averaging like 45 and 67, it's probably like 50 something.
Is that what you would give it?
Like, I'm saying it's kind of right down the middle.
Well, what would you give it? Like your number? What would your number be?
Like the number on my list? Are we talking about lists? I can pull up the list. I'm going to pull up the list.
Your percentage score. Like I would give it like a 70. I think maybe 75.
You would, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
I might give it a 65. It's a passing grade, but it's not a fantastic.
All right, that's fine. Where would you put it on your list?
I'm looking it up.
So this is movie number 30.
Yeah.
So
big 3-0.
So how you like it?
How I like movie number 30, or how do I like this the genre of the podcast, or what are you asking me
in the number of like, where do you rank it, Matt? You know what I'm asking you, Matt.
I'm gonna say number 14. I'm gonna say just below A Bad Mom's Christmas, and just above New Year's Eve.
All right, top half. That's great.
Yeah,
I would put this. You know what, Matt?
I don't.
This is gonna go at number 13. Actually, nope, number 12. It's gonna be number 12. So I'm pushing down Pretty in Pink. It's gonna go right below Overboard.
So you're saying it's above Pretty in Pink and
yes.
below Overboard 1987.
And yes, 100%.
Right. Okay. And your number 1?
Moonstruck still.
And your number 30?
Made Manhattan.
And my number 1 is still Devil Wears Prada. My number 30 is still Made in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Just to clarify where we were on the lists.
Yeah. You know what we haven't covered?
No.
The bet. How many
I won.
times did they say the word propose or proposal in this movie?
Okay. Now, by my count, I'm going to say 3.
Yeah, I agree. I only caught 3, which means you win.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
Because I said 4 and you said 6. Now, I initially said 6, but then I said, no, you know what? And I dialed it back. And then you jumped on top that 6 and you're like, I'm going to take this horse and I'm going to ride it across the finish line.
Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
What you're doing right now?
Well, I just felt like I needed to explain why I won and why you did not win. So next week, we'll find something else to watch. Yeah. That's, my decision, not his.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah, I would. I think this movie's cute. You?
Interesting.
No?
It's a conditional recommendation. If it's like on TV and you have nothing to watch and you're passing by and that's on, yeah. But like, don't go searching this out. That's kind of my thing.
Agree to disagree.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
Things are tough, I guess. Times are tough.
You got anything else?
Should this have died? Did this die?
I don't think this died. It's still on TV, like pretty often. That's how I saw it like a couple months ago. Like I saw it like we were flipping through, and then it was like, oh, this is cute.
Oh, this is a good one.
Watching, yeah.
You see it on like USA, TBS, TNT.
Might have been like FX.
AMC.
Might have been FX.
FX.
Yeah.
FX Classics. FXX.
Just regular FX.
Yeah. The Hallmark Channel.
Do you think this should have died, or do you think it did die?
No, I would think not. No to neither. No to either.
Okay.
I don't think it has died. I don't think it should die. I think it's a Sunday filler for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly that, if not better, for me. But
okay.
All right. Got anything else?
I have just love and respect for my friend and colleague Garrett, who sits here week after week with me and goes through these movies. I also have love and respect.
That about closes it up for Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks, episode 30. Thanks so much for listening, you guys. If you want to reach out, it's Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks on Instagram, Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks at gmail.com, at DGOCF on Twitter. Shout us out. We'll shout you back out. There's a Facebook, I think, and there's also www.drunkguysonchickflicks.com.
I just feel like I was saying a really heartfelt thing to you, and
we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
And you just ignored it, and you made me feel bad about me.